Portuguese, whose constitutional court prohibited the Socialist Party in that country from serving in government because it opposed the euro. We will be serving an act of solidarity with those in Italy who have seen their own governments removed because they refuse to enact EU policies. And we will be doing so with those people now striking in France against corporatism and against privatisation. We will be setting an example and showing the way once again to our European friends to freedom and to liberty. Congress have said that we must stay in the European Union to protect workers' rights, equality rights, and all those things we hold dear. Well, I've got a little list. In 1938, some years before we joined the common market, the Holiday Pay Act was introduced, guaranteeing a right to holiday to British workers. EU maternity leave only goes up to paid for 14 weeks. In the United Kingdom, it's 52 weeks. Equal pay was won by that great Labour Eurosceptic Barbara Castle in 1970. The UK has got the highest minimum wage in the European Union. And UK sex and race equality laws were passed respectively in 1975 and in 1965. So to my friends, and they are my friends, in the labour and trade union movement, no, the European Union did not give us rights. They were hard won by generations in the British labour and trade union movement. And to suggest otherwise diminishes the toils and tribulations of all those who have gone before. Because the European Union at the moment is not on the side of ordinary working people here in Great Britain or in Romania or Italy or anywhere else. They are on the side of the corporate, powerful elite. And we've got to get out to restore. And as was mentioned, how could an institution be pursuing something like TTIP, the Transatlantic Trade and Investment Partnership, if it stood up for workers' rights? A treaty being negotiated in secret as we speak between the Commission and the United States that will see our employment rights diminished, that will see food safety standards diminished, that will reduce the rights of trade unions and labour organisations across the continent, and that will place our public services at risk, and most of all, our National Health Service. I don't want to see the National Health Service built and paid for by everyone in this room, everyone listening outside and those beyond. I don't want to see that National Health Service placed at the mercy of international corporations and businesses. It's our National Health Service, and to save it, we must do. There are other reasons for wanting to leave as well. We have a racist immigration policy as a result of our EU membership. We allow free movement for the peoples of the European Union, the population of whom is predominantly white Caucasian. But we do not extend that right to people outside the European Union. One rule for us in Europe, and another rule for those outside. And there are millions of people up and down this country who could be here working, who could be here building our industries, who could be here contributing to our economy, but because of our migration laws, they can't. And instead, what we are seeing is the finest in those Eastern European countries creamed off and brought here. It damages their own countries and it damages their own economies. It's wrong and it's unjust, and when we leave we'll be able to have a fair immigration system open to the world. We also have totally lost control of our fishing fleets and our fishing waters. Around this country now, fishing fleets have gone, fishing stocks are destroyed because of the common fisheries policy, a policy that sees our fish bought by European fishermen and sold back to us because we can't control our own waters. I mean, it's ridiculous, isn't it? Let's leave and take back control of our maritime territory. But the biggest issue of all in this referendum, we've had statistics from both sides hurled backwards and forwards. The biggest issue is who governs Britain. Is it the unelected bureaucrats, the overpaid commissioners, those men in grey suits who yield to the power of corporate lobbyists? Or should it be those people who we, as the British electorate, can hire and fire? If they do good, we keep them in. If they don't, we kick them out. Let's take back control of our parliamentary democracy. Let's restore our parliament to the high place it once was, as the symbol of freedom and democracy, not only in this country, but as a beacon to the rest of the world. And of course, we have been told by the Remain campaign that we're not strong enough to go it alone. We're not big enough to go it alone. The economy will collapse. The 10 plagues of Egypt will descend on us from on high. There'll be pestilence. We won't be able to cope. What they're actually saying is they don't believe in this country. I believe in this country, as do all of you, so let's get back control and win this referendum on June the 23rd. To vote in this referendum, which is getting closer and closer by the day, go and vote with confidence. Vote with hope. Vote with a belief in this country and its people. When you go in and you vote to leave, you will be advancing the cause of freedom in this country and across the European Union. When you vote to leave, you will be advancing the cause of workers' rights, trade union rights and standards for all in this country. When you vote to leave, you will be advancing the cause of protecting and enhancing our public services so cherished by everyone up and down the land. And when you vote to leave, you will be doing your duty by this country and advancing our parliamentary democracy, restoring our parliament and taking back control of this nation's destiny. Vote to leave, advance Britannia. Thank you. Now, a man who doesn't really need any introduction, but here's some anyway.
It is not the right time to launch legislation that includes